Hey, George, come on, let's go. I'm ready.
Hey!
What are you waiting for?
Come on, I'm here. I've been here for 20 minutes.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to MAAP Real Talk Show. I'm your host, George Nemeh. Welcome again to another interview by this great musician, actor, gentleman by the name of Mr. Tony Noyes. With me today, Mr. Noyes. You have no idea to have you here how important it is. But first, I'd like to introduce you to my co-host.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Our co-host is Cindy Head.
Hello there.
Hello, elbows.
Elbows. As you see, we were like ready for you.
Yeah.
But we love you.
I still waited.
Either
what
way.
happened? I was still waiting when I got here.
Right.
I was late, but...
We were all late because of the traffic.
Yeah, I know how that
People
goes.
just merging.
But
the
you can
highways
blame me.
beautiful. Yeah, let's
You
blame
can blame
something.
me.
I'm
Yeah.
saying,
Let's blame.
open Arizona, but let's close the highway.
Let's close the highways. That's what happens.
Right, yeah. All those traffic jams.
You know, I said this
gotta
because
do
I
a
was
couple of
joking because everybody was like, today is delayed, obviously. But we are so honored, sir, to be honest. I call you sir because
Thanks.
you have such a history. You have a huge history and you're humble enough to be with us here, to speak
Very
with
happy
us.
to be here.
Yeah, and I'm delighted. I know I said like 4 different ways because I'm excited, actually. That's one of the reasons. And I'm very passionate about the people that I love and I care for. And this show, to present it to the world, is about our Arizona, that we have such a great talent. We have such a great people that I wanted to be exposed to the world, not only on a state level, but on a national level. And with that said, I'd like to get involved with the interview. If Cindy wants to start up right away, you're welcome.
And I get to sit here, I gotta say, I get to sit here with very talented people. There's a whole room full of talent here.
Yeah.
So I'm very honored to be here as well. I was
Thank
very
you.
excited about coming here and like I said, I'm sitting on the freeway going, come on, get out of my way, I got somewhere to be. So no, I'm very
That is
very
so
glad
much.
you asked me to be here. And so
Oh, thank you,
it's
sir.
great
We
to be here.
honored, like I told you. But in the back too, we have James Thornton, and we have Steve Wergo, and we also have Elena Thornton. This is we say a crew, but actually very loyal, talented crew. That's why I mention them every time. Say hurrah, because they don't talk to me, but you guys can say,
Yes.
welcome, yeah. Thank you so much. We acknowledge everybody on set.
We'd be here in
regardless.
an empty room talking with nothing recorded
nothing-
if it wasn't for you here.
It wasn't for you.
Yeah. There would be no show.
Right? They're the ones that make us look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So Tony, how did the whole thing started with Mr. Noyes? Like, we could talk about family, we could talk about, but what is it that, because I'm speaking from my experience, you got to listen to his music. You got to order it online. It's coming up later. You really, you got to sink your teeth in it. Then you can understand what I'm talking about, the excitement. Please, Tony, can you tell
Where's
us?
that CD at?
The CD is,
that
I gave it to the editor already.
All right.
Because we're going to hook it up. Hey, you could bring it. It's okay.
Yeah, well,
Bring it on.
you know, I don't
It's your show.
know as far as music-wise.
Yes,
I mean,
I want to start
music-wise,
you off right
Yeah.
away, like, because this is what people
That
are.
was actually
Well,
pretty
that was
slick.
pretty good.
I like to do it the first 3 minutes because people have short span. They want to watch the whole video. So I'm gonna
This one.
make sure to plug it. This is your camera.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, this is the latest one. and
Right.
This is actually a solo CD that I
Yes.
was probably waiting. I was in my 20s when I decided I wanted to do this.
Look
And
at
many,
this.
many,
History.
I was going to say decades. That would really date myself when
Yeah.
many years later, a few years later after my 20s. But
Right.
no, I finally got around to doing this because I'd always jump into a band, or start working with other musicians, and we got along really well. And I would always involve everybody into the creative process. So then it became a band,
Yeah.
and a group work. So
Yeah.
so then we'd call it something a band, but it was never a solo project. So this is my first time coming out with a solo CD. And,
So how does it feel?
it feels great. It feels great. I hired a producer. His name is a good friend named Chris Cotero. And he produced it, which is great to have somebody kind of try this and try that. And I'll tell you what, that opened the floodgates for just
Right.
music and compositions for me. So I went back like a mad scientist on the chalkboard at home going, oh my God, I could do this and put this note here. And it was kind of like that. I just got on the guitar and the piano. And
So how many
wow.
pieces is it?
So there's 9 songs in
9
on
songs.
this one, yeah.
And did you write them all yourself?
Yeah, it's I wrote them, and then I had help with the producer who he'll kind of help. Hey, well, let's try this or that note and add some stuff on top of it. And then he also made it sound phenomenal, you know, because he mixed it and did all that. But yeah, they're all songs written by myself. And then, you know, 2 or 3 of them I went in there one day and I was completely unprepared because I was we scheduled a day each week. And we were trying to bang out a song to play the guitar to, or I'd bring in new material. I had absolutely nothing one day. Wow. So I walk in there, I'm like, I got nothing. I had no time to do it. He said, well, sit down. Let's work
it out.
Let's work something out. So I got, I got this.
Great guy.
Yeah, he was great. So we walked out of there
pressure.
that night with a song that both of us worked on. So that's, you know, there's a couple songs in here that says on the inside sleeve that he helped me write.
Oh, that is awesome.
Because, I mean, we wrote them together, you know.
You give him credit.
And he's a great musician himself, and he played the bass on everything.
And you play the piano and the guitar. Correct?
Yeah, on this
and
one.
And the vocals?
And the vocals on that one as well, yes.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and my son
Very
played
impressive.
some of the piano on there. He got on there and played. He helped me out a lot because I would record stuff at home and say, what do you think of that? And he'd go, you know, it needs this or it needs that, Dad. So he helped me out with everything from some of the vocals. Yeah, and the backups and the harmonies. He would figure them out with me.
So if somebody reached to order this, because I want to do it as quick as I can, because people have short span of listening. So I want, like, how do they
bored
play?
already with this?
Yeah, but no, then we got to get down into talking.
Yeah,
because that's
so
very important.
You can go to TonyNoyes.com, which is my website, and you can order this there. There will also be some other music on there, but right now we're just focusing on this.
This one, right.
So yeah, pick up this CD. I think it's some of my best work, if not the best work that I've done so far.
Wow, that's incredible.
So
I can't
please
wait
check it out.
to listen to it. I wanted, if I had this, I would have listened to it. But I assure you, I will take a look at it.
And you can listen to samples.
There's samples on the website. You can also go to Amazon Music and iTunes. It's available everywhere.
Well,
streaming
let them know this is
and
your
digitally and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
you can go there and purchase it there as well. Listen to the samples.
Yeah, I was listening.
Yeah.
Well, I want the people to know this is Arizona for you. This is Arizonian style. This is Arizonian talent, songs, music, you name it. You know what I mean? But while we're talking about music, because I want to stay in that rhythm, I was honored that you invited me on some of your concerts.
I'm glad you came.
And actually, I was walking like not realizing what I'm walking into, and then when I realized you opened up for Motley Crue, and I was like, "This is gonna." I just want to give you the shock up for the record.
Neil was playing.
I wanted to make their movie so bad when they were working on making the movie, but I never got to them because the connection was so. And they were like lopsided. I didn't have the connection to get in at that time. When the movie came out, and I was watching, I said, "Damn, I want to make that movie." And I'm watching that, but they did a good job, the guys. I mean, frankly, it was awesome. I watched it like 3-4 times because I like that type of movies.
Right.
And then this is true story. This is what I meant to tell you. I never told you. Then the night you call me up and say, hey, you know, come in, I'm singing. And I said, oh, yeah, I'll be ready. Remember, I said, I'm coming. I did not know it was Motley Crue singing, right? You're the one the opener.
Yeah,
I know I'm talking out of excitement.
We were the open. We did a small set for
A small set?
in front of
It was a huge set.
45 minutes
It was
on a big stage.
Big stage.
Small set, big stage.
Big set. But how many people were there? Like hundreds.
There was a lot of people.
It was
Well, it was Vince Neil.
I don't know if you could
Come on.
mention. I don't know if you could mention the name of the place. Can we? I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was BLK Live. They're no longer.
It was huge. Oh yeah, I couldn't even walk. I couldn't even get to
it
the
was
stage.
packed.
So he did the opening. I was like shocked in some sense because it's like the history of my situation. And then I see him coming up and I said, holy Jesus.
I see George in the middle of the mosh pit.
Yeah.
He's out there bouncing around and shit. What are you doing?
I
It's
like
so
Martin
great.
Luther. Like who doesn't like Martin
It was
Luther?
great. He was out there rocking.
Yeah, I was rocking the house.
Well,
It was
yes.
beautiful.
Man, we need video of that.
Yeah,
I know.
But he was on stage that night, and I did a couple videos if people want to watch it. It's on my MAAP film actually. It's for the other show. I taped some of yours. I didn't even tape him. I taped you, because I was more.
Oh,
impressed.
you were recording.
I was more impressed by you, not him. I know I have all his
That's
videos.
because you know me.
Because I was like, yeah, this is my buddy. You know what I
You
mean?
might know Vince Neil. I don't know.
No, I know him,
I
but
shot
I
him
don't
a couple
know.
emails. He never answers me.
Yeah, but you know how it is. But we don't
No,
want
it's
to.
cool. I'm glad you came.
Because we're here for you today, though.
Yeah, I was glad you had all that video.
Yeah, I
You can
have
see
you
your
on-
position. You can see he was in the middle of the mosh.
I was like,
his was
badass.
up front. He was up
I didn't
yeah.
care if it didn't come
It was
out good or bad because people talking and
Right.
but it was excellent. But I wanted to mention this to you. I never mentioned you before. I was so proud of you at that, being on stage and
thanks.
delivering your music and songs and
Was
the
that like,
people
Thank
were
you.
responding.
was that like your biggest venue ever?
No, he's got a lot of stuff.
No, I did. I actually played Vince Neil in a Motley Crue tribute, and we toured all over the U.S. and played in Alaska one time, and there were some really big. We did some huge festivals, and then we played some little stages. We played fruit stands behind Circle K.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
No, we didn't
No,
quite
but some
do,
people
but there was
will-
some really small I'll tell you what's true though,
Some of them
is we were actually out in the parking lot changing because there was no place for us to
Well,
get
Led
ready for the
Zeppelin in
show.
1973
So we're
and
out in the parking
74,
lot,
they had to
putting
do
makeup
some of that
on.
in the park.
Yeah, we
As
did.
big as they are, they were still doing those little gigs.
Yeah, we had it was
They're
nice
fun.
because we'd have a really big one, like a casino where it was just packed with people.
Yeah.
And then the next day we'd go somewhere, we'd have 3 people in the crowd playing this,
Yeah.
little shit stage, and you go, oh god.
But you must feel proud, though.
But it
You
was
gotta,
still
you
fun.
gotta be feeling like really good.
Yeah, it's a great time. I
So-
love playing live, and I love entertaining people, and watching them smile is just that's what does it for me. I love playing music and singing, and when I get them singing along with
Right.
it, and they're just grinning ear to ear. That's what makes it worthwhile.
That is so incredible. With that, we're gonna come right back. We're gonna take a short break. We'll be right back with Tony Noyes. Hello and welcome back. We're still obviously with Tony Noyes, but we also have unfortunate other noise for our guest here. And we apologize because we have the air conditioner running and we have no control over it in the studio because they closed today on a Saturday. So with that said, I'm gonna go back with my buddy, our friend, our colleague, Arizona's friend, musician, talented actor, you name it, is Mr. Tony Noyes, and I'm so honored to have him back. Folks, whoever's just tuning in, please watch the first segment so you don't miss out the stuff that he mentioned about his beautiful, gorgeous Noyes, good versus evil CD. Now we're back. Why? Well, because sometimes they watch the second segment.
Right,
you wanna
right, no,
be-
you gotta throw
This
that
is
in,
called
right.
like clever
Yeah, you don't want to
marketing.
miss the first segment because
We are marketing. Everybody knows the deal. You know what I mean?
It's just
Everybody
gonna
knows.
get better.
Is it?
But everybody knows the deal, though, doing that. And don't forget to click the buttons. Remember we talked about the button? Subscribe.
Oh yeah.
So,
I was gonna say put the marquee down
No, the
there.
marquee to say-
website.
Yeah, like-
click buy the CD.
Buy the
little
CD.
PayPal.
They know the tricks.
Yes.
But I just want to welcome you back, sir. I mean,
Thank you.
Thank God you don't run out of the studio. Because some people, you might run out. So,
No, you're stuck with me.
But-
You'll be dragging. The security will come to
But-
drag me out of here. You'll be like, get out of here, please.
We talked about music. We're gonna talk again about music, but first I want to see what did you do that nobody knows. Like, what have you done like nobody knows? Like something not secret, like dark secret. Like what? Like something you could reveal.
Which one do I talk about?
Which one could you reveal for us?
Which one do I tell?
I'll give you the nice ones.
I don't know.
Like people
I
don't
do
know I
well.
always wear jeans.
I'll
like
tell
that,
you.
I mentioned that once before. Nobody knows that about me. Like I have like 20 jeans. Like
I've done
I just
probably
like
what they
jeans.
don't know,
Yeah.
and it stays within the
Yeah.
art realm. I
Yeah.
mean, I do music,
Right.
and I started out an artist. I sketched in school. I would sketch on my tests. I would
Right.
draw pictures on the outside of it,
Wow.
and I'd turn them in with all this artwork around the corners,
Well,
but
she's
not
in
a
the
stitch
education
of
field. She
work.
understands now.
None of the work was done, though. And the teacher would go, "That's some pretty damn good artwork, but it's still enough." I might get a D or something. That's pretty good artwork. I'll give you a C.
So that's something nobody knows about.
So
But
yeah, I never
actually-
did shit for work.
But
I
actually,
didn't
that
do
was
any of the work.
for me. That was an A plus because I was a coach. To me, what you
So
just
that
did,
was-
it showed where you're clever
I
at.
told her I did some hard work there. I sat
Yeah.
all hour drawing,
Yeah, that was like-
drawing that. But I did that. I've done oil painting. I've done sculpting.
Wow.
I did a lot of sewing when I was young because they didn't have, the stuff they have today as far as toys and
Right.
costumes.
Oh, this is
They
interesting.
have
That's very
Spider-Man
interesting.
masks. I got into making those huge when I was
Wow.
a kid because I love Spider-Man. So I would get a sheet or a pillowcase from my mom that she
Sweet.
and I would cut it out and then I would sew it together and cut the eyes in it and go run on the walls and climb the walls outside. Made them for all my friends, So a lot of the stage costume that I would wear, I sewed and I made all that stuff. I would buy something and some leather and cut
Do you
it
have
up
that
and-
stuff online, like on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, like that stuff you just mentioned, or that's like already was that a long time?
There's stuff on Facebook and pictures from everything that I've done.
You have that.
So,
you,
yeah.
you also did calendars. We mention about
Yeah,
something
sure.
like that? Can you elaborate?
Yeah, I started doing modeling when I was in my 20s, 23 or so.
Right.
I got my first modeling job, and it just started out taking pictures, and then we got into other stuff, and then I started working out to get buff, and they say, "Oh, take your shirt off," and take a couple of those, and that worked out well. And I was never one to do that. I was never one to show off a lot like that. When I first started playing on the
You were
stage,
shy a little bit at
yeah,
that
I
time.
didn't take
That's
my
how
shirt
it
off.
worked.
I said,
That's
I'm
how
not
it
taking my
started.
shirt off, and this manager of our band was like, "You got to take the shirt off." So I take it off, and then you get the screams, and he goes, "See what I'm talking about?" But that's not really me. But you have to play the role
You have to-
of doing
yeah,
it.
of
So
doing it, yeah.
so everybody thought, "Oh, you just love showing yourself off," and I really don't. But it's for the part, it's for the role, it's for the modeling, for the gig. I got paid to do it.
Yeah.
So the calendars was something that somebody had mentioned because it saw my pictures on Facebook. So I got a lot of the female fans. why don't you do a calendar? And we'd love
Because
to
when I
have
met
that.
you, that was you saying, we're going to suspend this year's calendar or whatever. And I said, why is he suspending? Because I saw the past one.
Yeah.
It was great.
I almost didn't do it. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
lot of work and it's a lot of time, and now I'm involved with more films and
Right.
doing music as well. So it was just too much to do.
To do.
Because I do them myself and then I get them printed and it's all done through me. And I said, well, if I do one later, it's going to be somebody else handling all that.
What kind of support
I
system
do
you
the
have?
artwork and everything. It's
What
just-
kind of support system you have with your family? This is like a question that I ask every entertainer because I know how impactful your base is.
Yeah.
How the wife, kids, family, can they tolerate this? Do they like what you do?
Yeah. That's why my wife is like awesome. She's very
Supportive.
She's supportive, and I've never had her once complain, going, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. She's always been like, you're gonna do your thing anyway. She knows that. She knows that about me. She goes, I can bitch about it.
Yeah, I mean,
and you're gonna go do it anyway, or I can just say, go do it.
Just go do
Yeah,
it.
so she
So you have
does.
that support system. That's what makes you angelic on stage and doing the music.
Yeah. I couldn't. It's hard because you have to be, especially if you're the voice.
Because
of the
you know
band,
what
you
I
have to
watched from
talk.
you were a happy singer, by the way.
Yeah.
Even
gotta
though
be
you
in
had a
good
sad
frame of
song,
mind.
yeah, you have that frame of mind when you're singing because I
Yeah.
watched you a couple times. So that's from my experience for the folks out there. If you want to watch them live, soon after we come out of quarantine, hopefully, and the lockdown.
Well, I was depressed one night and I went on stage and I went, all right, send it, bitches. and it cleared the place out, so I figure I better become an actor. So I learned to smile now.
Oh yeah.
Hey, everybody. I can be completely crying on the inside. But no, I'm.
What's your favorite song, by the way? If you want to give us a tune, I would love it actually if you can, because not too many
What
people.
favorite song?
Yeah, what's your favorite? Like, what makes you tick with music? Like, okay,
I
you're
just
a
say
singer,
everything,
you're-
just
But
everything.
which one that makes you tick? Like, you sing it by yourself.
Everything. My mind is like always going. It's
Because you have a lot of
constantly
favorites.
creating.
You have a lot of
And it's
favorites.
very hard for me to actually sit and
There's
do
not
math
one to stick out to mind.
or geography or something I'm not interested
So you don't
in.
want to make somebody happy from those entertainers out there watching you today?
For what?
He
You want me to sing a
he wants you
song?
to
Not
sing
sing,
a song.
just a little
Oh, like
bit.
a couple bars.
Like Led Zeppelin. Who do
I'm
you
gonna
like?
look at all of them if you don't. I just want to look at all.
Got all the
Is it your
cameras.
camera?
This is your camera. Yes.
You ever feel boxed in and drawn
Yeah,
out?
Johnny. Yeah, give an entertainer a plug. Make him feel good.
bars. Pick a song.
Oh, you want me to sing?
That's
Yeah,
what he's
just
trying
a
to
little-
do.
yeah,
He's trying
a little-
to do
I
like a
don't
little
know.
Okay.
Singer in a smoky room.
Yeah.
I smell of wine and cheap perfume. Journey, baby.
Yes,
There you go.
there we go. Come on,
Right?
guys. Where's the crew here?
Like the dead of night. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting. Oh, up and down the boulevard.
Love
That's
it.
it.
Come on, guys.
All
That
right.
was incredible.
Am I red? Am I red now?
I just
Am I-
hope he gives us a
bit.
call and a
You
shout
love
out.
it. You are.
Well, that's a challenge to Journey. I hope you give us a challenge.
He asked if he was ready. I said, just a little bit.
Maybe he'll do the opening, on their tour. You know what I mean? Listen, this is film, and we're very honest here. It's broadcast, we're chatting, and that's what it's all about. Reaching out to Journey today. So,
And Journey's I love Journey, and actually I grew up with
Well,
a
Tom Cruise
very
made him also
heavy,
more famous, yeah.
very heavy crowd, like the long
He
hair
did the movie for
tattooed.
them. Yeah.
They like the heavy music, so
Yeah.
Journey was like, "Come on, you really like Journey?" And I'm like,
No,
"Yeah, I do, yeah."
they're cool.
But no, they're a great band. I mean,
Tom Cruise did a movie with all their
is that
songs.
The Rock On?
The Rock On, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
That was it. It was like, but it looked good though. You have to take people on a trip. Like people think a movie has to really relate to you every day. It doesn't. It's supposed to take you on a journey. This is why it now brings me back to the movies, because I know I directed you in 2 movies, and it just happened. You're so incredible that I want the audience to know. You brought your own little gig in there. Like I couldn't even change it. So it was like. You created that character. Can I say it like that? Is that okay to say? Or you're
let
you're
you slide
embarrassed?
this
Yeah,
time.
let it slide.
I'll let you
So you
slide.
created your own character, I should say, even though it was written. But then we changed a little bit of dynamic because of you. Because I saw how you speak, and people don't realize how much we go behind the scenes. The writer and I, when he auditioned, he almost had like 3 different parts. I don't know where to put him. Actually, we had a problem with
right.
just like Mike
they
Watkins.
were putting me around.
I didn't know where because you fit in every category. But
Was I
then,
the FBI agent?
but I did
And
not know you could have an accent. See,
I didn't either.
like all of a sudden, guys, I'm telling
Oh,
you
yeah,
to the audience, you gotta
I
watch
had to
The
learn
Dark.
I had to learn the Russian
Listen, the
accent.
2 movies that he's in, there's one already out, but the one he's not, he's in part 2 and part 3. The Dark Side of Upland 2, and he's in The Dark Side of Upland 3. They're coming up. They're both ready, almost ready. The last one is almost ready. Well, I'm not just plugging my movie. I swear to God, it has nothing to do
Well,
with
you
the movie.
can because I'm a part
Because
of that
you
as well.
in it. Like we have to.
Right.
We have no choice. We're
And
stuck.
I'm editing the film.
And you editing the
So-
film, folks. So if
George
there's
is
any,
just not doing
if
the
he doesn't
shameless
make me
plugs
look
here.
good, it's this
I'm
guy.
I'm working with the man here, so
Yeah.
it's part of
part
what
of
I'm
who we
doing.
part of who we are.
Right.
But one of the reasons I'm bringing this to you as a director, not even as a host today, is like what I saw in you. I remember you and I discussed it. I could see we could veer from it to a movie by its own. Like we could do from that character,
Right,
Boyko.
right.
Boyko can have his own movie, if you know what I mean, because he was clever, he was laid back, he was funny, he had that funny gesture.
Well, the way you guys wrote it in at the end of the
I wrote
third
it for
line.
you.
I don't want to spoil it, but
Yeah.
it changes.
I mean,
up.
not me,
It gives-
my writer.
It broad, yeah, your writer. It broadens the character as well.
Yeah,
at the end of the
he
whole
in
thing,
part
so.
3 he brought in it even better. In part
Yeah.
2, we're trying to fix it. It was like a mushy, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But in this business, when we have issues, it's good issues, and I always want people to remember. I don't look at hiccups that it's a problem. At least he could justify it. Every time I had an issue with a situation, it got better and better and better. Every time somebody even quit, the next person was much better, and that's what made our movies. The same way
Yeah,
how you
it
got
happens
in.
that way.
Yeah, and I want the world to know, because it's the first time now I say these things because I'm getting old now. You're the guys that made things. Everybody said, how is he sustaining his energy? I sustain it because the next person is just as clever and just as good. And then they go, he doesn't even mad. I'm not mad because I got Boyko, the real Boyko. You know what I mean?
And you know what? In editing the film, everybody that you have has got brings their own element. It's
Did you
really
see
cool.
that?
Some good stuff.
That was hard work.
So it's great to actually. I'm going through all this footage.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of
Just
time.
Going through every take.
But every one of them is a star.
But
if you
everyone
know.
is cool to look. Yeah, to see what each person.
I turned
brings.
everybody a star. Like it's like an ensemble movie. It's not even like yes,
Yeah,
they're
you
stars.
did. Yeah.
But even though you're
A segment
supporting
for each
role-
person.
No, I know we have. We're gonna. Yeah, look, we could talk about this all day. But we're gonna take a short break with Tony Noyes, and we'll be back with Tony Noyes. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome back to MAAP Real Talk Show. Again, we are continuing our conversation with the best artist in Arizona, one of the best, singer, musician, Mr. Tony Noyes. For those who does not know Tony, Tony's a musician, artist, singer, writer, music, you want to name it, plays a couple of instruments. And I want to plug the reason why we do this on every segment is because sometimes you just join us in. This is Good versus Evil with Tony Noyes. This is our treasure of Arizona, folks. Support your local artists. That's what it takes. That's what we're doing, and I hope you're doing the same. At the end of the day, can you tell us where they could reach you one more time, just in case, sir? This is your camera. What do they have to reach you?
You can go to TonyNoyes.com.
Right.
www, of course, Tony Noyes, Noyes.com. And it's got some information on me. It's got you can pick up the music. The music is also on iTunes,
Right.
Amazon Music, anywhere.
Well,
Yeah,
the
you
reason
can
why we're all
download
here, I
it,
said it a
stream
couple
it.
times, is because I want to support this guy like he's supporting us. We are honored to have him here on set to give us the spiel, if I could say it like that. And normal conversation. No got your moment, as you notice. We're talking about maybe silly things, but it might interest you because this is the side that we do not know. Like the side of him telling us about his, when he was drafting with the school and all that stuff. That's very important to me than other stuff. I got you there, but I like it. So, no, I'm being honest
And
with
you get two of us in a room. It's like we're just talking.
We
you
did
know, we're gonna babble on.
We gotta- But
so
since your
you're in
wife-
for a ride, folks.
But since your family support you, because that's really the epitome of the whole thing. If your wife and family support you, like, what did they think of you when you are on? Like, I was like really excited to see you on stage. How does your family see it from their perspective, not from your perspective? Did they ever tell you?
No, I mean my wife. She thought it was really cool in the beginning.
Right. Like everything. Like about
You
now.
get used to it after a while. Yeah,
Like,
now I'm
okay.
walking around the house going,
Is she like, okay?
singing? She's like, I've heard that song a million times.
Like,
Not
does
a
she
big
tell you,
deal.
okay, go do your thing? Like, Moment goes,
She
okay.
used to come all the time, and then
Yeah.
basically it's like,
Do your
I've
thing.
seen it,
Right.
It's like why
Yeah, but that's fun though. But it's still fun.
It's cool.
You know what I
And well,
mean?
every now and again she'll come out and cut loose,
Yeah.
have a few drinks, and have a good time.
So now we were talking.
and then my son is just not really thrilled. I think he is. and
He's trying to find his space, maybe.
Well, he's impressed, but it's
Yeah.
dad. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? So it's like,
Well, we embarrassing. We always embarrass our kids. You know how it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, but
They get-
he thinks it's cool, and he's kind of starting to pick up instruments and singing just naturally. So, but yeah, everybody's, they
Is there
like it.
anything in the
They
worst?
tolerate me.
Is there anything else with the music coming up, or is it more of acting? Because I want to get into what's
Just tons of everything. It's
So
going to
you're
roll.
doing
Just music.
spontaneously?
Yeah, I have an acoustic album that I'm working on.
That's
I'm
what I
writing
mean.
currently.
Because I saw something on Facebook you were working, but I wasn't sure. That's you, right? Like
yeah,
you were working on something.
Yeah, I'm doing an acoustic album as
Because
well.
I follow you. Like.
And then I have other films in mind that I want to do some more films.
Right.
And I'm finishing up yours. And
No, but I'm talking
editing
about you
yours.
now because we talked about Dark Side of Opulence, but I want to talk about your movie because I know he's also, we forgot to mention, a filmmaker. So you did a movie that I watched and I came to the private screen, if you remember. See, I'm a supporter too.
That
I'm
you
a
are.
fan and supporter, friend/colleague. Those sometimes are the best.
Yeah, it was great.
So what is the name of your movie, by the way, so people have to look
the
it up?
latest one is Undead in the West.
Right.
And The Adventures of Levi Cooper, which is just the first 15 minutes of the film.
Right.
And it was going to be a little sizzle reel, and we were going to pitch it out there. Well, I'm still pitching it out there.
Well,
but I've
pitch
been
it.
kind of,
There's your camera.
kind of
Ready?
sidetracked with music, and I
No, you do both.
master, jack of all trades with master.
Well, this is
of
an
none.
entertainment channel,
so it's first 15 minutes of the film, and I won some awards for it. I had it in film festivals and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's about just the Old West. So we went out to Pioneer Living
Yeah,
History
yeah.
Museum, which is
Yeah.
a great place to film. And we got up, I had a buddy, Rick Wyckoff, who does the reenactments, cowboy reenactments.
Right.
He brought all these blanks and guns. So we're shooting blanks out there and jumping behind bales of hay and played cowboys, and it was fun as hell. And then I got to also give a plug to Pete Blackbone.
Right.
And he had all the garb and the costumes. So we fitted everybody for wardrobe, went out there and jumped around in the heat of Arizona. It was in the middle of the summer.
So what are you going to do with that? That's why my next movie is...
Well, I'm going to release it, and it's funny because, when you do a short film, you never do the first beginning of a film and release it as a short because there's no end to it.
There's
It's
no
just
end
kinda-
to it.
You leave people hanging,
And
which is
hanging,
what
yeah.
this film does. So, I'd like to finish the film. So.
Well, this is what I did in the Dark Side of Opulence. The trailer was no ending. Like it ended and nobody said, okay,
yeah, where's it going? Right.
Nope.
That's like this one. It's kind of cool. It ends and it leaves you hanging. You go. It
But
does
sometimes
character introduction.
yeah.
And then it just leaves everybody.
people
just,
pissed
I don't
off,
know
like,
any more
they-
about anybody.
they get very
Where are we
upset.
going? Yeah, they do.
But
So-
then they follow you later, a year later.
But there's it's a great story and a great script, and it's just about it's zombies in a western type thing, but it's
Yeah.
a different spin
Oh,
on the whole thing.
it's
not
a
the
beautiful.
brains.
And plus, he also edited. Can I mention this or not? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not about the bragging. It's about the people know what you're doing, right?
Go ahead,
He-
brag
he
away.
edited it so beautifully, and one of the reasons also he's my editor is because I saw his work. He's tremendous, like very talented, creative in the edit department. So that's why
Thank you, sir.
I also trust you in the feature.
Yeah, I
so-
do all the visual effects or the
Oh,
it's
incredible.
The
like-
effects and the
Yeah.
I act in it, direct,
Yeah.
produced it,
So do you
and
have it finished written it, or you still have to write the rest of it?
well, I have to finish the script. I have a lot of it upstairs.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
it's
got it.
already there, and but yeah, I've kind of got sidetracked on that. But I pitched it out there with some people that are interested and want to throw some money at it, which would help get it done because
right.
it's going to be a huge production. I mean, we're talking about a bunch of extras.
Just the wardrobe
And-
alone is going to be like a huge.
Yeah,
looking
well,
at it from
location.
this
I mean, even doing location, we
yeah.
shot 5 days there.
For independent
And it was
film,
a lot-
it's
it was
very,
a lot of
very
money
tough.
just for 15 minutes of footage,
Yeah.
in the end. But in special effects, we had special effects from Lemonade Acre. They came out and they did the
Oh, wow.
squibs and the,
Wow.
all that stuff. So there's a lot to it. It was cool, But it's I'm very
Fun
proud
and-
of what it is, and it's kind of cool where it sits. And I just want to finish it at some point.
Maybe in the fall and when it's cooler.
When it's cool, yeah. Everybody, we all agreed that.
Right.
I actually got a heat
Oh,
stroke
wow.
or whatever. Yeah, a lot. I mean, I don't know. Other people were very hot, but I was out there directing and I was acting and trying to look at and I didn't drink as much water or Gatorade as I should have. And by the end of it, the last shot you can just see it. We all have salt licks. We're all
Right.
sweating and
Oh,
real
wow.
sweat on our face, and I'm like trying to act in the sun. And I shot one of the blanks in the ground because I was supposed to flip my gun and pass it to someone. And I had a round in there, so I cocked it and, and I went, "Ooh, fire in the hole, guys!" Afterwards. But so we caught that, and the camera's like right in my face, and I was like, "All right, I think it's time. We just need to, do we get the shot? Yeah, we got it. So
You
we
got
called
it?
it a day." And I sat in the truck for probably 45 minutes, just pouring. I just a headache, heat stroke. Got home and just laid on the floor in front of the fan. But it was one of those. I mean, we definitely learned never to do that again. Next time we go out in the cooler weather, bring the spray bottle,
Right.
make it look like we're sweating, and do it that way.
No, but he did it.
But it was a great experience,
And another personal thing, if I don't know if I'm allowed to mention it about sobriety, can we mention it?
Sure.
Well, I also would let the people know that he's on everybody that for the crew and of course my co-host to let you know that he's 3 years sobriety today or was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
And I know this is not funny. I was gonna bring in like a bottle of scotch, just imagine, and say, "Hey, how you doing?" But I thought it was not in good taste.
3 bottles for 3 years.
For 3 years.
Yeah.
Go at it.
Thanks, George.
But then I didn't think that was funny because the people out there were really chewing me
Let's
up.
interview Tony Noyes.
Yeah, I know. I want to be loved, not hated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was like I want people like as a director, and I'm giving them like the little visual.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. We are so proud.
That would
of
have been
you
very
for
kind of you, George.
yeah, but 3 years. How's it like? That is really incredible. Like, because
Yeah.
you were running musicians, you're still banding around, you're still touring.
That's yeah.
So how that's really a compliment to you, to your strong will, that because everybody's and because I've done this, you know,
Not
the
easy,
touring.
George.
It's not easy. You shake.
not
Like, you see
easy.
somebody's gulping, you look like, oh man, this looks good.
I could smell it over
You could smell it over yeah. So what?
It's really, I really don't
I
have
want you
those
to really
urges.
tell
I
the
don't have
audience,
those urges
for
right
other
now.
people that are drinking like
'Cause-
today, like you could.
Yeah,
really,
it's,
what really? How did you do it? Like
I just had I had enough.
You had
I drank probably enough for 5 lifetimes,
Right.
to be honest with you. I mean,
So-
and I was getting up in the morning.
so, what advice you tell?
And the advice is, if you don't want to drink, you can stop. Anybody can do it. You can stop. And you know, I think we all know. I knew that there was a problem. I even have on video. I think I was
Yeah.
just watching it from 3 years ago. I was video recording myself, and I'm waking up in the morning and the camera's shaking, and I'm going,
Wow.
God. I go, this sucks, and I'm like explaining what's going on. You know, I got the sweats. I can't stop shaking, and I'm in the morning. I'm gonna have a beer. I
Right.
had a couple beers to get through the day.
Wow.
And so I kind of watched all that footage, but I did that, and I was cussing at myself. You son of a bitch, you know.
Well-
So you know, there is hope. I mean, it's you know, I kind of knew that this is a problem, and but I love to drink. I love
Well, I'm
beer.
glad to at least just touch base
great.
on this because with
And-
that it comes to an end. But on a happy ending, just to let you know, I know this is very unorthodox to say we love you. We
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
for
Love
giving
you
us this interview today, and we're honored to have you on board.
Thanks for
And
having
Cindy,
me.
she wants to say something because we're in
Oh,
there.
yeah, I mean, it was very interesting, and I love your music. It reminds me of the 80s. It's very nostalgic. So
Thanks.
I look forward to...
A lot of 80s influenced. It's all my influences in there, and I'm a child of the 80s.
Right,
So, you know,
me
yeah,
as well,
a little
so-
bit of everything in
And a
there.
lot of people know about me. I don't like to say goodbyes. I always say stay tuned or we'll be right back or whatever. I just don't like to say bye because there's no such thing. We're all going to be here. We on Earth. And we're trying to do the best we can. Until next time, stay tuned.